Hello and welcome to Quantitative Reasoning. I'm the instructor for this course. My name is Caroline Ferguson, and I just wanted to show you around in Canvas to help you get acquainted with everything in the course. So the first thing that you want to do is open a browser. I like using Chrome, and you're going to type learn.ontariotechu.ca, and then you'll have to log in using your student ID and network password, okay? Once you're in there, you're going to go straight to your dashboard. It's going to take you right to your dashboard, and you're going to want to look for the course that's called Quantitative Reasoning. It's right here. I see it here for me. If you don't see it on your dashboard, you might have to scroll down a little bit. If you still don't see it, then just go into the Courses tab. So right below the dashboard, there's a tab that says Courses, and then go to All Courses. And then you can search for it over here. So you can look through and find it over here. Okay, this is where all the courses that you have access to will be located. So you can find it here as well. All right, so in my case, it's right here. In order for it to be on your dashboard, if it's not there already, you can star or favorite the ones that you want to appear on your dashboard. So I favorited all of my important courses, including this quantitative reasoning course. Okay, so then once you've favorited the courses you want, when you go to your dashboard, as soon as you go to learn.ontariotechu.ca, you'll be directed to your dashboard and you'll see all those courses that you favorited. All right, so here I am in the course. And I just wanted to draw your attention to some of the things that are really important in the course. So first of all, at the top of the screen, you'll see recent announcements. So the announcement that I'm going to send off soon today, which has this video in it, will appear here, and it will be a welcome to the course and a little bit of a tour. And that's what we're doing right now. So you'll see the most recent announcements up here. You can also go into the announcements tab over here to view the announcements. Okay, you're not going to see all of the things here that I see with these little eyeballs with a slash through it. Those will be hidden for you. So it'll be a little bit cleaner. You're really just going to see some of the items that are on top here. Okay, so when you go to your home page, so as soon as you get into your landing page for the course, you'll be directed to this page, which is called Modules. And you'll see the first module here, which has some course information. There'll be a little bit more information here as well. I'll post this video, and I'll also put some more information about a quiz that you need to complete. And then you'll see week one's worth of content, okay? So every week you have the same amount of material that you have to cover. Basically, what you're going to see is blank lecture notes. If you click on this, you'll be downloading the lecture notes. Next is the lecture video. So there's a pre-recorded video that I made for each lecture, so you could watch the lecture. So this course is totally online. Every lecture is going to be pre-recorded, and you have an entire week to watch the video, do the homework, and complete a quiz and then a test. Okay, so every week looks the same. So at the beginning of the week, each week starts on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. And so Tuesday, September 8th, is the first day of classes. So on Tuesday, you're going to take a look at the lecture notes, watch the video, complete the homework, and now this can all be done anytime between Tuesday and Friday, essentially, okay? So you can make your own schedule here. So you're going to read through the lecture notes, watch the video, complete all the homework, and then if you have any questions about any of that material, you can post it in the week one discussion forum. And myself, the other instructor, as well as TAs, and even your students, like other students, your colleagues will also be contributing to answers here. So we'll all be checking. And so if you have a question that's specific to the week one content, please put it in this discussion post rather than emailing us. That way everybody can benefit from the answers. Every Friday, there will be a quiz that is due. You can complete this quiz at any point before Friday as well. It doesn't have to be completed on Friday. So at any point from Tuesday to Friday, you have to complete a quiz. The quiz will be based on the lecture. It will be quite short, only 3 little questions, and not very challenging, okay? It's just to make sure that you've watched the video and you understand it. It's due at 5 p.m., which means you need to submit it by 5 p.m. every single Friday. Okay, so you can do it any day before Friday, but by Friday at 5, if it hasn't been submitted, then it's too late and you'll receive a mark of 0 on it. Okay, you have 3 attempts on each quiz, so make sure that you're starting your quiz well before 5 so that if you want extra attempts, you can use them. So each quiz you get an hour to complete, and you have 3 attempts. So you want to make sure you're at least starting on Friday at 2 p.m. so that you can get your 3 full attempts in. Okay, you shouldn't find that you need the entire hour to complete a quiz because, as I mentioned, it's only 3 short questions, but you might want to pause and revisit the video in between the quiz to make sure that you understand what you're doing. Okay, more challenging than the quiz will be a test, and the test is based on the content from the lecture. So the lecture notes and the lecture video are the same. The lecture notes are just blank, and the video is showing you how to solve those questions that are in the lecture notes, as well as the homework. So if you can do the lecture questions and the homework and you have no trouble with them, you understand what you're doing, then you should be fine for your test. Everybody's test will take place during their scheduled tutorial time. So if your tutorials are on Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., then that's when you'll be writing your test. I'm going to put in some information up above in this course information module that lets you know where you're writing your test. Your test will be written in Canvas. So basically, when it's time to write your test, you can click on this link and open the test. It's just not available yet at this point, but you'll be able to see this link and you'll be able to write your test. There'll also be a Google Meet room. Okay, so an online meeting room where you'll be able to meet with a TA in case you have any issues. So you can go into that room if you're experiencing any issues with your test. And then you can leave the room and continue on to write the test. Now, after you've submitted your test, you may want to go back into the Google Meet room to ensure that it's been submitted correctly. So your TA will be there to check all of the submissions. And so if you go in, you can just ask your TA, did you receive my test? Is it all okay? And they'll let you know yes or no, it's fine or not. Okay? So that's where you can go if you have any questions while you're writing your test, after your test is complete, to make sure it's been submitted correctly. All right, something about the tests to know. Everybody is going to be getting different test questions. Questions will be similar, but the numbers will all be different. So you'll be working individually on your tests, and we'd like to grade you on the work, your solutions, as well as your final answers. So your tests are online, so you'll be entering your final answers online in Canvas, but you'll also have to submit your solutions as well, so your solutions can be graded. So each test has 2 things that need to be done. An online component where you're completing the test online and entering your final answer, but also when you write out your written solutions, which need to be neat and organized because they're going to be marked, you'll have to take a photo of your solutions and submit them to a Test 1 Dropbox. Okay, so for Test 1, there'll be a Dropbox here as well. And so that's where you will submit your solutions. All right, so for each test, you'll be expected to submit the test on Canvas and also take a photo of your solutions after you've submitted your test and submit those to a Dropbox. All right, because it's a little bit complicated, we're going to do a trial run and we're going to have a bonus test. And that bonus test, we're not really testing you on any sort of content related to the course. There's going to be some questions. The questions might have to do with the course outline, for example, might have to do with your perceptions of math and physics, just basic things that you don't need to study for. You might want to take a glance at the course outline so you understand what the course breakdown is before you complete this bonus test. And the reason for doing this bonus test is because first, I want to make sure you understand the process of completing the test online in Canvas and also submitting your solutions to the Dropbox. And also, every single test that you complete in this course, including the final exam, will be paired with Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. So I encourage you to take a look at this page over here that says Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor information. I'm going to click on it right now. There's a short video here that you can watch, and it tells you that every test that you write and the final exam will be paired with Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. And these tools help maintain the academic integrity of the course by preventing students from printing, copying, going to another URL, accessing other applications during their tests. Essentially, it's making sure nobody's cheating while they're writing their tests. So it's very important that we use this software to help maintain the academic integrity of the course. There's also a Respondus Monitor that's going to be used, which uses your own webcam. So if you have a webcam that's on your laptop or an external webcam, either or is fine. It's going to use your webcam to record you while you're writing your test. So it's like a virtual proctor. Okay, so you could watch this video and it kind of walks you through what Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor are and how they work. And there are technical requirements here. So basically, as long as you have Windows 10, 8, or 7, or if you have a Mac 10.12 or higher, you're good. Windows, you need to have 75 megs of permanent space on your hard drive, or Mac 124 megs of permanent space on your hard drive. Really important, you need to have a webcam and a microphone that are functioning on your computer. Okay, so make sure that this is all sorted out before the course begins. This is a definite requirement for you in order to be able to complete your test. So in order to successfully complete your course, you need to have a webcam and a microphone. You also need to have the most recent version of Respondus Lockdown Browser installed on your computer. Okay, a lot of you might not have this, and so there's some instructions below about how to install Respondus Lockdown Browser. So in your Start menu, so down here, you're going to search for Lockdown. So see, mine's popping up because I have Lockdown Browser. So you're going to open up Lockdown Browser. And near the top left, you'll see this little eye over here. And if you click on this eye, it will ask you to check for newer versions. There's a button here. So I'm going to click on it, and if there is a newer version, you're going to select Get Update. And now we have the most recent version. Okay, so we're using Canvas here, and that's it. Okay, so that's how you check to make sure you have the most recent version of Respondus Lockdown Browser. If you search for Lockdown in your Start menu and you don't have it at all, then you can install it by clicking on this link here, Install Respondus Lockdown Browser. So you click on it and that will get you the most recent version of Lockdown Browser. Okay, so that was the step for Windows. If you're a Mac user, you're going to select the About from the toolbar, and then the version will be displayed as shown above, and you can click Check for Update. So it's similar, but instead of that little eye with a circle around it, you'll see an About field in the toolbar. Okay, before you begin your test, okay, so this goes for your bonus test that you're going to complete, as well as all your actual tests and your final exam. Before writing your test, you want to make sure you have a good internet connection. Okay, so if you can connect with a cable rather than using Wi-Fi, that usually will give you a better internet connection. If your speed is not very good, you might want to ask everybody in your household to refrain from using the internet while you're writing your test so that you don't get kicked out of the test because your internet has failed, for example. Make sure that your face is clearly visible so there's adequate lighting around you, and that your face is positioned in front of your webcam, and that you're in a private location which is quiet. Okay, so there shouldn't be any background noises there. All right, so there's some tips down below here to ensure those things. Okay, and so you can read through those. And then there's some steps here when you're ready to write your test. So beginning with your bonus test. What you need to do is close all the programs and windows on your computer first. So everything should be closed. Then you can go to your Start menu and open Lockdown Browser. And then you can log into Canvas, so it will direct you right into Canvas using your student ID and password. You're going to log in and go right to the test. So for the bonus test, you'll see it in the first module. And then for all subsequent tests, you'll see it in their corresponding modules. Then before you can even access the test itself, you need to complete a startup sequence. So this is going to be told to you while you're in the step itself. So basically, it will appear on your screen. It will ask you to review and agree to the terms of use. So you'll just agree to it. Then you'll complete a webcam check to confirm that your webcam and microphone are working properly. So the system will check for you. You'll read through the guidelines and tip step. And then you'll have to have your Ontario Tech University photo ID with you, ready to go. You'll hold it up to the screen and ensuring that your name and your student number are clearly visible, as well as your image. So you're going to hold it up very still so that your webcam will take a picture of it. You'll do an environment check, which is a 360-degree scan of your work environment. Essentially, what we're doing is making sure there's nobody else in the room with you. So you're going to do a 360 scan of your entire room. You'll also show what's on your desk, what's below your desk, and what's above your desk to make sure there's nothing around. Okay, so we want to see everything in the room. So it might take about a minute to do this scan. Make sure you do it well. So don't just kind of show one side and another side and then that will be it. You'll get contacted about that and you'll have to repeat it. Okay, so make sure you do a nice clear scan of the room. And then you'll do a facial detection check. So basically, while you're writing your test, Respondus Monitor is making sure that you are the person that is on your photo ID, and also that your face is always being recognized. So if you leave the room, it will prompt, it will give some sort of an indication to me, to the instructor, to let me know that there's an issue going on there. If your face gets replaced with somebody else's face because someone's helping you, then also I'll get a flag to let me know something is wrong, okay? If your face is not detected, if it's been replaced, if for any reason, I see a cell phone and you're communicating with somebody that you shouldn't be, those types of things are all going to be flagged, and I'll be able to review them, and that would all count towards academic misconduct, and it's a very serious offense. Okay, so make sure that you are following all the regular rules in terms of the practice test and all of the tests and the final exam. They're all closed books, so you can't have any materials with you. You can't have people in the room with you, but on your quizzes, we're not using Respondus at all. You're encouraged to work together if you like, and you can use your notes and the lecture materials, everything you can use while you're writing quizzes. But for tests and exams, they're all individual. Okay. Once you complete that whole startup sequence, that's when the timer is going to begin. So you didn't waste any time on the timer throughout that whole startup sequence. So those steps that we just went through. The timer will begin once you're done and your test is about to begin. When the timer hits 0, your test will automatically be submitted. At 5 p.m. on Friday, your test will automatically be submitted. So if you only started your test at 4:30 on Friday, then you're only going to get half an hour to submit your test, for example. Sorry, that was for your quiz. In terms of your test, it's all about your tutorial time. So you'll be writing your test during tutorial. You have that window of tutorial time to complete your test, and you also have 60 minutes. So whichever one comes first, that's when it will get submitted. So make sure you start on time. Okay, if you're finished your test before the timer hits 0, then you just have to manually submit your test. Okay, when you're done submitting your test, you're then going to take a photo of all your solutions and submit it to the Dropbox. And then your test final answers as well as your solutions will be graded. So if you forget to do the photo and upload that to the Dropbox, you're going to have a lot of issues because you won't get full marks on your test. You'll lose a lot of marks because process is worth a lot. Okay. You're likely going to have many photos because there might be, let's say, 3 or 4 questions on your test, but there'll be big questions. So you might have maybe 2 pages of work to do. And so when you take photos, you might have more than one, right? You may have 2 or 3 photos that you're submitting. So what we'd like you to do is take all your photos, email them to yourself. This is after you've submitted your test online. Email all the photos to yourself and then copy and paste those photos into a single Word document and then save the Word document and then upload the Word document into the Dropbox for that test. Okay, so we want you to practice because the process is a little bit confusing. So we want you to practice with this bonus test. So everybody's going to get 2% bonus in the course. So if you've ended up with a course grade of 78%, for example, with that 2%, it will bump you up to an 80. All right, so everybody will get a 2% bonus if they complete that test before a certain date that I'm going to post in Canvas. So you'll see it there. It will be well before your first test. So you don't have too much time to do it, but it won't take you a long time to do it either. You have to make sure you have all the requirements before you begin, including Respondus Lockdown Browser on your computer. All right, so if you have any questions about any of that, you can post those questions in this general course questions discussion forum. If you click here, just hit reply and you can post your questions here. Okay, when you have questions about specific course content, for example, the first module is unit conversions. If you have a question, you don't know how to do one of the problems in these in the homework, for example, or in the lectures, then you would post that question in the week 1 discussion forum. Okay, so right here. So you would do the same thing. So I'm organizing all of the discussion forums week by week, topic by topic. So course information, if it's just general course questions, put it in this discussion forum. And then the week 1 discussion forum would go here, and then so forth. You'll see week 2. You won't see week 2 content until your week 1, your test 1 is complete. Okay, and your test 1 solutions will get posted after test 1 is complete, after the whole class has finished test 1. So you'll see it Monday later in the afternoon. Okay, so I hope all of that helps. Please contact me if you have any questions at all. This course is a basic math and physics course, and it assumes that you really don't have any previous knowledge of physics at all. So a lot of people come to me worried about the fact that they haven't done physics, or they've done it 10 years ago maybe, or something, and they just forget everything. And I always tell them not to worry because we're starting from the very basics, so you don't need to worry about it, but you do need to follow along. There are 12 weeks worth of content, and each week has the same structure. They have lecture notes, video, homework, discussion, and then there'll be a quiz that's due on Friday at 5, and there'll also be a test on Monday during your scheduled tutorial time. And that will happen for every single week. So I can scroll down to show you what it will look like, but you'll see that you don't have access to these weeks until you're finished the previous modules test. Okay. At the very end, the last lecture or the last week is exam review. So there's really only 11 weeks of content. The 12th week is just a review. Okay. And then after that will be the final exam. Now the final exam date has not been posted yet, but once we know, we'll post it in an announcement. All right. So I hope that you feel excited to complete this course, and make sure that you're following along, completing all the tasks week by week, because all the topics build on each other. If you're having trouble with week 1 unit conversions, you're really not going to be able to continue on and complete the rest of the course. So you need to make sure that each topic you are really comfortable with so that you're ready to move on to the next one. Okay? So please contact me if you have any questions at all. I'm going to put my information here. You'll also see the course outline. If you click here, you'll see the course outline includes a breakdown of the course. We start with information, so here's my name. There's also another instructor for the course because I'm going on maternity leave in November. So I'm going to be your instructor for September, October, and then Mapube here will be your instructor in November, December. So if you need to contact us, you can email us with these using these email addresses here. We can meet you online if you need any appointments. Just email us and we'll set up an appointment with you. There's also office hours that are scheduled for every Friday from 2 to 5 p.m., which is a great time because I've checked your schedules. It looks like you don't have any scheduled classes during those times. And also your quiz is due at 5 p.m. So that way, if you need any help while you're writing your quiz, you can always go to office hours. You'll see a link posted here so you'll know where to go. You can also contact the individual TAs. Everybody has all 4 TAs, so you don't have to worry about which one to contact. You can contact whichever one that you're comfortable with, okay? During office hours, there will be different TAs available. So 1 week there might be Matt, the next week there might be Rahul, for example. So they'll all be kind of taking turns doing the office hours. You can read through the course description and the learning outcomes and the course design. You can read through all the topics of the course. There are no required textbooks, so you don't need to buy any textbooks. There are 2 recommended textbooks that I've listed here, but you don't need to get them. I use some of the questions here in my example questions, so I've listed them here, but you really don't need to pay for them. I know you spend enough money paying for tuition. In terms of the evaluation, so how you're going to be graded, you're going to have a lecture quiz following each lecture. So every Friday, there's 12 Fridays where you're going to have a lecture quiz that is due. So there's 12 total quizzes, but the bottom 2, like the lowest 2 marks, are going to be dropped. And each quiz is worth 2%. So there's only 10 quiz marks that are going to be kept because the lowest 2 marks are dropped. So if you forget 2, it's not a big deal because they'll be zeros, but then they'll get dropped. Make sure you don't forget more than 2. Each quiz is worth 2%, so those 10 times 2%, that's accounting for 20% of your grade. They have to be submitted by Friday at 5 p.m. each week. Otherwise, you'll get a grade of 0. Tutorial tests. So every week during tutorial, you're going to have a tutorial test, except for Lecture 12, because that's exam review, and instead of a test, you'll have a final exam. It won't be during your tutorial time, though. It will be during some scheduled exam time, which we don't know at this point what day that is. So there's really going to be 11 tests in total, and the lowest one will get dropped. So the top 10 test marks will be kept. Each of them will be worth 5%, total of 50. Okay? They always take place during your assigned tutorial times. All tests and your final exam require Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. This is why we are making sure that you understand how to use them, this software, and the whole process by giving you a bonus test, which will be due before your first test. And then there's the final exam, which is worth 30%. It's cumulative. It will have topics from everything that we've done in the course, and it will also require Respondus Lockdown Browser and Monitor. Okay, so you can read through this if you need to be just for a little bit more clarity. You'll see in week 1, this is the week here. This is the topic. The due date for the quiz is Friday, September 11th at 5 p.m., but you can finish it before then at any point, as long as it's after Tuesday, because that's when the material will become available for you. So between Tuesday and Monday, you'll see the content, but then you have to complete the quiz before that Friday at 5. Then the test will take place during your tutorial section time on Monday, September 14th. Okay, so this might help you to organize. Put all of this into your calendar, whether it's a digital calendar or a paper calendar. Make sure you're putting this all in so that you have it all organized. Okay. There's reading week or study break, which takes place from October 12. October 12 is Thanksgiving, to October 16. So that entire week will be off. There will be no classes. And so this week's worth of content will be available for 2 weeks, really. So it goes from Tuesday, October 6th to Monday, October 19th. And so you'll see here when your quiz is due and when your test will take place during tutorial the following week. So you'll have a full extra week to study for that test. Okay? All right. You can keep reading through the course outline on your own time. I'm just scrolling through it so that you can see how much longer it is. Okay, there's also that video that I posted about Respondus Lockdown Browser, so you could watch it here as well. And then your final examination date is not has not been set yet, so you'll have to wait to see when that will be. And at some point near the end of the school year, this academic term, you'll have access to a course feedback survey, which we all really appreciate when students fill those out, give us feedback about how the course went, okay? All right, so that's the course outline. I'm going to go back to the Home tab, and that's it. So I'm going to post this announcement so that you can see it. This video will be in an announcement. It will also be in course information. And please contact me if you have any questions, or post to the discussion forum if they're general questions. If they're more individual or personal questions, you can just email me personally. But if they're general questions about the structure of the course, for example, then post it in this discussion forum. Okay? So I really look forward to meeting all of you. I hope you enjoyed this course and have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.